Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today the Halloween Tarot will be sharing its message with us. You can see it's in this awesome little tin that keeps it nice and safe and you don't have to worry about it. Now the box can actually get a little bit dented and stuff if you're not careful with it. And if you have like a pin or something like that and you scratch it, it's going to get a little bit damaged. But the cards themselves in the deck are, in the box, they definitely stay safe in here. And I love that little aspect of it. Now the Halloween Tarot, I shared this with you last week for one of the decks that I feel are absolutely perfect for the month of October and Halloween season stuff. Because come on, this is the Halloween Tarot. Of course it's perfect for Halloween season. And we're going to do a reading today, and I'm going to do it a little bit more differently. Is that a word? Yes. A little bit differently than what I usually do. Because usually it's the present future advice. But it's come to my attention that I've never done a past, present, future reading. Like, not for myself, not for anybody else. And, I always say, when it comes to the present, future advice, that we don't need to look back at the past. The past is behind us. Let's focus on the present. This reading, this is one of the more popular ones to do. And the energy there, we learn from the past. We want to see that past. We want to reflect on it a little bit. So whatever the cards want to share for us, as always, we just want to thank them for giving us this voice, for being able to share it with all of you, to give us the insight, inspiration, empowerment, or even caution that our guides, the powers that be, God, the universe, however you want to see it, that's the advice and the message that they have for us. And my little piles here are getting all kinds of screwed up as I'm doing this. My way of shuffling is very different than the average person, but this way the cards don't get warped or anything like that, and you can really sit and you can think about what you want to ask. And we've already talked about that. This is very much a past, present, future reading. And then that bottom of the deck is what we're going to use for as the advice. Once we see that past and we reflect on it, once we see where we are in the here and now, and then that future that we might be able to achieve, or that future that we can expect, or even work towards, or avoid it if that future is something really terrible. But, every card has a little positivity to it. Even that tower. That tower is a positive card when we're able to see it that way. Freedom from what no longer serves us so we can build something new. So all the cards have been shuffled. Got my little cut piles, as they call them. Set them like that, and then pile them all back on top. And you have a complete deck ready to share. We're going to do one card at a time. So right now we're just going to look at the past. What card wants to come up for the past? It's this one. This is the one that's really calling to me. Now that one popped out. So now, it's still this one. And we're going to see what it has to share with us. Ooh, and it's the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is going to represent the past. So the past is kind of telling me right here, let's set these cards over here for the time being. The past is kind of telling me that we've been hanging around for a while now, not really taking that time to act. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking that time for ourselves to sit around, hang around, and decide what we want to do next. The Hanged Man is labeled 12 of the major arcana. It falls between justice and death. So justice appearing before the hangman, that kind of energy says, maybe we were being too fair to others. Maybe we weren't acting because we were focusing on the happiness of others. Now, on the flip side of the hangman, that's where death is. Now, death isn't the end. Well, it's an end, but it relates to a beginning as well. So we've kind of hung around. We maybe know what we want to let go of now, what we want to let die, so that we can focus on what we want to create next. 12, that is 1 and 2. That's the magician and the high priestess that connect to make the creativity and creation itself of the empress. So taking that time to just hang around, to decide what we were going to do, we've done that. We've been doing that. So now it's time to act. It's time to take those ideas and really run with them. You can see the smile on the scarecrow's face. You can see the crows and everything up in the top of the illustration, the cat down here, and as I mentioned in the last video, the cat kind of appears in almost every single one of these cards. I think I found one when I was saying that it didn't, but he was kind of off doing his own thing maybe. And there's these little guys down here. I don't exactly know what they are, but they're all enthusiastic too. So those ideas of ours, if we're enthusiastic about them and we've thought about them, taking that hangman time to hang around, think outside of the box when it comes to what we want to create, what we want to do, we've taken that time in the past. It's time to act now. The present moment. We haven't got to that present moment yet because there's still a little bit to see on the hangman. We think of the astrological correspondence to it, and that is Neptune. And Neptune is the planet it rules over Pisces, or it's connected very much to Pisces, and that's very much the planet of dreams. It's the planet of subconscious. It's the planet of taking that time to look within, to learn those secrets, so we can decide what we want to do next. Like, pay attention to those dreams. Take that time to really think about those dreams. The Hangman appearing in the past position says that we've done just that. You know what you've been dreaming. You know what you want to go for. So maybe the present is very much the time to act, or maybe, as this is the past, like, you still got that time to really think about what you want to create and think about what you want to do, and then only you know when it is that you were going to take that time to act. Hangman says we've been hanging around for a while trying to think about what we want to do, so the present is the moment to see that action take front and center, to take that action and really make our lives what we want them to be. So shall we see what the present says right now, and see what the present moment, the here and now, as you're watching it, has to share with us after we've taken that time to hang around and think about what we want to achieve. This one is the one that is calling to me. There's that awesome cat again on the background. And there, it is the Four of Imps, which in this deck substitutes, does substitute the right word there? I'm not sure. But the Four of Imps is the Four of Wands in other decks. You've got that illustration right there. Everybody dancing and celebrating. So, you know, October, spooky season. There's Halloween parties going around all the time. You can find that stuff on like social media and the event page and everything like that. All the different events coming up. And it's time to celebrate. It's time to have fun with the things that light our inner fires and what we're passionate about. So hanging around in the past, taking that time for ourselves to really listen to our dreams, pay attention to what we wanted to achieve, hanging around so we can think outside of the box and take those dreams and make them a reality. The present says celebrate that. Celebrate that strong foundation that we have, that strong foundation that we found with ourselves, that passion and fire that is within us. We've embraced it. We know what lights our inner fires, and it's time to dance to the beat of our own drums, dance to the beat of our own songs or music. That was the word that was going there. And take that time to really celebrate all those strong foundations that fill us with happiness and joy. This could be about a wedding. That's one of the passionate, strong foundations that we can definitely have. And you see like the jack-o'-lanterns and everything up there, and even the moon up in the illustration is smiling as all these characters kind of just dancing and enjoying their time together. So like I said, this could be about a wedding, and that's definitely something that you want to take the time to think about. But anything that we want to grow, anything that we want to create, taking that time to really think everything through is going to help us create that strong foundation. And this isn't just a strong foundation, it's one that we are passionate about too, one that lights our inner fires. So taking that time that we have in the past to sit around and think about what we want to achieve, the present moment says that we are able to create a strong foundation with it, to celebrate that strong foundation that we found within. Four of Imps, that's astrologically connected to the third decan of Aries. So we're talking about April 10th to about April 20th, before Taurus season. So that energy of that fire, that cardinal fire energy, that says our dreams, when we're passionate about them, can really take first front and center. They can really take off for us. They can really help us lead in our lives. But we need to see ourselves as that strong foundation in the present in order to begin creating that strong foundation that lights our inner fire. So dance to the beat of your own music right now. Have fun. Celebrate that strong foundation that lights your inner fire, and believe in yourself. And you're going to take your ideas, you're going to run with them, and where might they lead us? That is the next position in this reading, is the future position. Now, as I always say, the future is not written. It's always up to chance or change. We can get an idea from the cards of what the future might hold, but it's up to us, the ones living the lives, to make that future happen, or, you know, like I said earlier, avoid it if it sucks. And there it is, the Page of Imps. The Page of Imps, you know, the imp suit of the tarot of this tarot is the wand suit. So it's fire, passion, enthusiasm, and all excitement and all that. And this majorly makes me think of like advice, but we're not there yet. But future, when it comes to that position of the reading, it always kind of has its own version of advice. It always has a message too, because that future, like I said, is not written. All of those bats and everything, you look in this illustration, that imp has wings. So they've taken their ideas, they've seen themselves as that strong foundation, and they've grown wings, and they're ready to fly towards towards their ideas. So when we've taken that time to think about our dreams and what we want to achieve, and we see ourselves as those strong foundations, then those strong foundations can help us embark on what we want to achieve. This very much says, like, we're ready to go. We've taken our ideas, we've seen ourselves as that strong foundation, we've celebrated that passion within us, and we believe in it enough to take it and run with it, to begin making our lives ones that we are passionate about, that light our inner fires. You can see like the pyramids and everything in the background. That cat follows everything. That cat is like the main character in this deck. I love that. I think that is so cool. And then like he's there. He's sitting on the ground. He's looking forward. Like, see how he's like looking forward in the illustration? I know they're kind of small, so it's a little bit more difficult to see. But right there, he's got his head turned. He's got his head turned towards the future. Okay, dude, it's time to get down off of that whatever the scarecrow hangs on. It's time to get down off of that cross or whatever it is, set right side up, and take off to go after that future that you want. You've taken that time for yourself. Now it's time to dance. It's time to celebrate. See the cat? He's walking towards these people, or these imps, like little demon things. He's walking towards them. He's within them. He's part of them because he knows his worth. We know our worth. We know our dreams. We know what lights our inner fire, and we're taking it and we're walking with it. We're dancing with it. We're believing in it. So the present, just enjoy it. Enjoy that present moment. Celebrate the things that we're passionate about. That's what that cat is doing. And that cat says, I've celebrated. I know what lights my inner fire, and now I'm ready to embark on it. I see that fire. I see that flame, and I'm ready to go for it. So Page of Imps definitely says the future can be bright and beautiful, but we have to take that beginning and we have to run with it. We have to believe in ourselves. We have to embrace our inner children and just go out and have fun and make our lives what we want them to be. Now, Pages of the Tarot, they don't necessarily have numbers connected to them, but we see them as the next step after the 10. Their numbers are easily found. So the Page, Knight, Queen, and King. That's how the court cards go. That's how the sequence goes. Page, Knight, Queen, King would be 11, 12, 13, 14, which makes this page 11. 11 is the next step after that wheel. It tells us, and it's the step right before the Hangman in the Major Arcana sequence. We're taking that time to be fair and balanced to ourselves because that's the energy of justice. We're taking that time to find that internal strength. That's the energy of strength. So those go hand in hand when they're like able to switch between the two in different decks. But that 11, that's double that of the Magician. It says we've been getting things in the past. We've followed our inner fires in the past. We've found our passions. We've followed our dreams. We've taken that time before, and we're able to go wherever we want to go in the future. Whatever we want to begin. This isn't just our first rodeo. All of that knowledge that we have grown, all of that time we've taken to think things through and think outside of the box. It's what makes us strong enough, capable enough to go after our dreams in the present. Now, like, there's no numbers connected to them necessarily, but we found it. We can find the astrological correspondences. It's not as specific as other ones, but it is very much connected to Aries. It's very connected to Leo, and it's very connected to Sagittarius, those fire signs of the zodiac. So let that fire lead you. In the future, let that fire lead you. Let that passion and enthusiasm and excitement for life take you to new destinations. If you want to take a trip to Egypt and go see the pyramids, take that time to really think about it. See yourself as that strong foundation. Know that it's something you're passionate about. Save money for it, obviously, too, because trips to anywhere are expensive. But just knowing what lights your inner fire and really having that passion can lead you far when you take the knowledge that you've learned in the past and you believe in those dreams and believe that you have what it takes to succeed. So that is our past, present, future reading. Bottom of the deck, a little advice before I send you on your way to follow your passion. And there is the King of Bats. And we can tell from that sword right there, this is very much the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords is the logical king of the court. So he's the logical masculine leader. He's the logic when it comes to action. So sure, our passions could take us far. Our passions make us strong. We've taken that time to think everything through. The King of Swords, or King of Bats, tells us to think logically as we move forward. Really trust ourselves and trust our minds to get us to where we want to be. The astrological correspondence of the King of Bats or the King of Swords is Aquarius, so don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be weird, innovative, original, and think for yourself, following the path that feels right to you. This is your life, your story. You are that strong foundation in the present moment. You are strong enough to go after your dreams and your passion. You just need to believe that you are. And celebrate the strong foundations and the partnerships you have with people too that follow the same passions. You've taken that time to appreciate everything. You've taken that time to believe in your dreams. And in the future, once you've appreciated all of it and see yourself as that strong foundation, it's time to take action. It's time to embark onto that path that you're passionate about. And the King of Bats, King of Swords, Aquarius energy. Dare to be different. Dare to be unique. Dare to be who you are and believe in your own worth. Now, like the page, there's no number connected to it, but the number's there. We talked about it. 11, 12, 13, 14. The King of Bats is 14. That relates to temperance of the major arcana. That's why we took the time in the past to think things through. And even in the here and now, take that time to learn from where we've been so we know where we want to go next. And we have those lessons that we need, that wisdom that we need to make the best of the future ahead of us. Think logically, but be true to who you are and let that freak flag fly so everybody else can see it too. A 1 and 4, that is the Magician and the Emperor. Begin seeing yourself as that strong foundation, and then you have the power to change your life to the one you want to live, that passionate, enthusiastic, wonderful life that you deserve to live. It's your life, your story. You have the power to change it. 1 and 4, that's 5. That's the number of the Hierophant, change and transformation. Follow the path that feels right to you, that makes logical sense to you. Your future can be whatever you want it to be. That future says you're going to follow your fire, but you have to take control. You have to get off of that thinking process stick that the hangman is on. You have to see yourself as that strong foundation in the here and now, and then you can follow your passion wherever you want to go. Just remember to lead with logic in everything you do too, because some things we're passionate about, they don't make a whole lot of sense sometimes. So we need to take that time to think things through and never, ever, ever be afraid to be true to who we are. As always, I really want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want a reading with this deck, it's an awesome deck. Why wouldn't you? If you want a reading with this deck, that is available. Private readings, personal readings. You can book those directly on my website, or you can message me on either the socials, or even comment on this video. Hey, I want a reading with us, and we can get it from there. So as always, I really want to thank you for watching. I hope this made you know how awesome and capable you are from this awesome, awesome Halloween tarot. And I wish you the best in everything that you do. Go after those dreams. See yourself as that strong foundation, and you can have the life that you've always dreamed of. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.